What's up, Brian Tong here, and welcome to the Apple Bits for everything good and bad inside the world of Apple. And buckle up because these are my reactions to Apple's keynote. There's a whole lot to digest around the iPhone, but let's just dive in and start with the crown jewel of the show. Come on, the Apple Watch Series 4. I was already juiced about the next-gen Apple Watch from rumors and reports, but it was clearly the standout device and even more than I expected. Now, this just might be the perfect Apple Watch after 3+ years of learning, and I am all in. There's a larger display that's 32 to 35% larger depending on size, so it now measures in at 40 or 44 millimeters. We know about the new watch face with a whole bunch of new complications, and I'm stoked, but I don't really care about that fire or vapor watch faces just yet. Now, Series 4 is thinner with a black ceramic and sapphire crystal backing for better cellular reception that has been an issue on my Series 3 at times. The speaker is 50% louder. I've been wanting that from day one. And inside is the 4th gen S4 64-bit dual-core processor with 2 times the performance speed. And when I first saw that the Apple Watch could detect falls, I was thinking, what are you going to say? Hey, Siri.
I've fallen, and I can't get up.
We're sending help immediately, Mrs. Fletcher.
But then, yes, I grew up, and the ability for it to detect a fall, trip, or slip with its accelerometer and gyroscope to call emergency services, that is huge, even if it's not for me right now. Now, there's also a built-in electrocardiogram sensor. It's the first ever offered to consumers over the counter and approved by the FDA and American Heart Association, which means it has gone through rigorous and extensive testing. No one can claim that, but it will be available in the US later in 2018. But we know that isn't always the case for Apple because of their track record, so we'll see. Now, throw in everything watchOS 5 brings, and I might try to make a baby with this thing with the same battery life. And why am I gushing so much? It's because it's the best smartwatch with groundbreaking tech that we have never seen, and that is the Apple gold standard that we used to get. And again, it took 3+ years to get here, but Apple just took an even greater leap over its competitors, and now they're up here, they're down here. It's not even close. I am loving it, and I haven't even used the freaking thing. And you know what? That's a rat apple.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. The Series 4 GPS model starts at $399, while the GPS and cellular one starts at $499. Pre-orders are this Friday, and it ships on Friday the 21st, and I'm going to be all over it like white on rice. watchOS 5 and iOS 12 will also be released on Monday, September the 17th, so there are just a lot of things around the corner. And let's talk about iPhones. We've got to, right? I'm not going to poop on them, but Apple really came down from this high of the Apple Watch with an overall low energy downer with the iPhones. And maybe they couldn't help it. Yeah, it's an S year, but this might be one of the least exciting S years we've seen, with a keynote that honestly dragged on without any real flagship consumer features coming to the table other than a max size option. Now, we have the new A12 Bionic processor. It has beast-like performance with an industry-first 7nm process, but no one has upgraded their phone ever just for a new processor. They said Face ID is more secure, but they never said it's actually faster or how it's improved, which means it probably hasn't. They definitely get credit for the dual SIM card option. It's not for everyone, but that is legit. Their Super Retina display brings Dolby Vision HDR content, which catches up to other phones. There's super wide audio. It captures it in stereo, but there's no Dolby Atmos, which is, again, another feature that's packed into something like the Note 9. And Apple, they touted its new photo engine called Smart HDR, and they treated it like it was this new revelation, but when you look at it, it really sounds like their version of Google's own HDR Plus from its Pixel Visual Core. They also have their new bokeh effect. It is smarter and can be adjusted on the fly. It did look pretty slick, but again, we've seen this on other phones already for years, but I will give them credit, right? Apple usually brings an elegant way of doing it, and I'm totally okay with the catch-up game, but just stop selling this stuff to us like it's the first time it's ever been done. Now, the XS is perfect for someone who is ready to upgrade after a couple of years, or someone who's been waiting to get that massive max experience over the 10. That's really who it's for. But if you've already heard my 2 cents about the name, the iPhone XS Max, I'm still on board personally for iPhone tennis match. Apple, give into it. But the XS Max sounds just as horrible as it did a week ago, And now that it is official and it is on the record, I've been waiting for this, but that's a bad Apple. And that's for the name, not the actual phone, but it still won't stop people from buying it. Now, the iPhone XS comes with 64 gigs, 256, and for the first time ever, a 512 gig option for iPhones starting at $999. The XS Max has the same storage capacities and starts at $1099. Not $10.99, as in $1,099. We have a phone now with a base model that basically starts at $1,100 before tax. And who forced their employees to clap for that one? Shame on you. That's a bad Apple. Come on. Pre-orders are this Friday the 14th, and they start shipping on September the 21st. And really, if we move on, I don't really have much to say about the iPhone XR. The 6 colors are cool, but that phone is basically a business decision by Apple, and it's not a bad phone. It has an A12, a good amount of tech from the XS is in here, but a single lens camera that they really tried to sell as good as the dual lens when it's not. The liquid retina display, well, it only has a 326 PPI, which is not that impressive compared to what else is out on the market. And the best thing that I can say about it, it is a great phone for the price, right? This is Apple's new philosophy, the best phones at the best price, but a shift from really making the best product possible. It's a totally different philosophy now. But it's perfect for a parent who's getting a kid a new phone, even though there are plenty older iPhones at cheaper prices. But yeah, we know how Apple's clientele tends to roll. Or it'd be a perfect for someone who just wants the 10 experience without paying the big bucks. But we've got to talk about how Apple did not reveal what the R in iPhone XR stands for. Like, this is gonna really bother me until it's revealed. That's the number one question I have after this whole keynote. So, is the iPhone X replacement? Regular? Rad? Regression? Recycled? Hold on. I've got it. The iPhone X Rapman. BTS Army, I see you. I hope you know what I'm talking about. Now, Phil Schiller, you know what? Please, I need an answer. What about this? The iPhone Xr. Yes, that's it. The iPhone Xr. So what? In my world, that means we would have the iPhone Xr, the iPhone Tennis, and the iPhone Tennis Match. This is genius right here. Now, it starts at 64 gigs of storage for $749. Pre-orders for this one start on October the 19th, and they start shipping on October the 26th. It also has been confirmed that there will be no Lightning to 3.5 millimeter headphone jack adapter for any of these new phones, and I've got to be honest with you, this is one case where I wish they would give me the dong goal. But it's off to Best Buy, right? They're going to continue to be making it one of its best-selling products. And there's also a new AppleCare Plus theft and loss plan. This is for all new phones starting at $299, which allows for 2 incidences of accidental damage, theft, or loss coverage as long as the deductible is paid. Apple has obviously worked out the cost on this, and it's an interesting option that I'm not really interested in whatsoever, but again, there's still standard AppleCare for the XS and XS Max at $199. And in the pleasant surprise of the day, like legitimately, I was surprised, there are upgrades to the HomePod, the product that needs it the most, but it's going to get a software update like making and receiving calls directly from it. Thank you. Finally, multiple timers for you budding cooks out there. That's needed. Searching through songs by lyrics, and then this kind of cool bell and whistle using Find My iPhone from the HomePod. And this is something that like I could totally get on board. And also Dolby Atmos support for the Apple TV coming with the latest update. Both of these are going to be available on Monday, September the 17th, really close by. Also, macOS Mojave gets an official release date on Monday, September the 24th, and all the ecosystem hooks and cool navigation and interface improvements it brings are going to really make this an upgrade that I'm excited about. And let's not forget to say goodbye to our beloved iPhone SE, iPhone 6s, and the iPhone X, who have been officially discontinued and removed from the iPhone lineup and will be available until supplies are sold. So let's just take a moment to reflect on them. man, I really gotta know you. Now you're gone. Oh, that was a fake cry. And I'll give you something more to cry about. We thought we'd possibly see the new AirPod 2s and the AirPower mat. Not only did we not see them there, it's been a year since they were announced, and now Apple has essentially removed all mentions of them from the website. So try searching for AirPower right now on their website and nothing, nada. And then if you go to the AirPods section of the site, this part that shows the wireless charging case is listed as currently unavailable, which without any type of ETA date. So it looks like it's me and the $35 Chinese mini AirPower charger. Yeah, it's gonna be you and me for now. All right, that's gonna do it for this week. Pre-orders start this Friday, but I want to know, what did you think of the keynote? What stood out for you? What flopped? What are you pre-ordering? Because it's gonna be really different for every person. And also, I just want to say thank you to the 10,000 plus people that made my live coverage to the Apple keynote event, and it really sometimes put us to sleep at times, but you are all amazing. Thank you for your continued support. We have the Apple Bits XL audio podcast. We have my Patreon at patreon.com/BrianTong. And yeah, big ups to y'all. All right, that's going to do it for all the bits and bytes inside the world of Apple. This was a long one. I told you to buckle up, but it's a keynote recap. So there you go. I'm Brian Tong, and I'll see you next week. Take care. Be safe. Peace.